Could high-tech surveillance help in the fight against gun violence? Big question, fair question. One North Texas Police Department believes it can. As Ken Molestina will show you right now, the DeSoto Police Department has only been using gunshot detection technology since April of this year, but they say it has already helped them get a young gunshot victim medical help in a matter of minutes. We want to warn you, some of the images you're about to see are graphic.
DeSoto police body camera video shows this dramatic response to a shooting call. The victim, a 14-year-old boy, shot in broad daylight by an apartment complex pool in May.
3360 tourniquet applied.
When the officers arrived, they know to come right to this spot.
Assistant Police Chief Ryan Jesnick says the quick response was initiated by ShotSpotter.
The officers noticed some blood droplets in approximately this area and ended up, being able to follow those blood droplets.
In this case, police made an arrest and the teen gunshot victim survived. Jesnick told me this is a textbook example of how the technology is helping in their fight against gun violence.
For folks who don't know what ShotSpotter is and how this technology works, explain that.
It's a gunfire detection system, and it detects outdoor gunfire basically within a 25-meter or 82-foot radius of the location.
Once the system detects the sound, a remote staff member analyzes the audio to confirm that it was in fact gunfire and not something else. An officer is then dispatched. This typically all happens in less than a minute. In 2020, a string of violent crimes involving guns put police here on high alert.
We had a few instances inside of a month in the spring of that year that really kind of shook the community.
In response, they chose to go high-tech with ShotSpotter. Chief Jesnick says a 3-year contract cost the city about $300,000. It was paid for with money from a federal coronavirus recovery program. DeSoto installed ShotSpotter microphones in a 2-square-mile area of the city's northeast side.
So about 10% of the city is covered.
We reached out to 33 other North Texas police departments, and DeSoto is currently the only city using ShotSpotter or any similar system. Zooming out statewide, Harris County and the Houston Police Department also use ShotSpotter, but a recent Houston Chronicle report states the technology hasn't made a dent in gun violence, and it distracts Houston police officers from other calls for help. In response to the report, a representative with ShotSpotter's parent company told us the technology is effective at what it does, but it also requires an investigation on the part of the police department.
ShotSpotter is one tool in that toolbox, but it has to be used with a lot of other tools.
It's not just Houston. ShotSpotter's effectiveness has been questioned in other cities. In 2017, the San Antonio Police Department ended its contract with ShotSpotter after a little more than a year because they didn't believe it was effective enough. The city of Chicago facing a lawsuit accusing them of misusing the technology and alleging unfounded alerts led to illegal stops and false charges. ShotSpotter is not a named defendant in the suit. Some researchers who've looked into the efficacy of the technology say police departments can't rely on the tech alone.
Many of the critics take a too narrow view of the application of the tool. Immediate arrests. Look, and you'll see that many of them forget to even consider how many gunshot wound victims received aid quickly, but who would not have. And I guess the question I would ask is, what's the dollar value you put on those lives?
For Jesnick, the technology is the anchor of whatever else comes next in the fight against gun crimes.
I actually think that this technology fits perfectly with an agency of our size. We can assure that our officers get here quickly and are able to make a difference.
In DeSoto, Ken Molestina, CBS News, Texas.